Hello guys and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing the Aaron Lennon situation because I feel like mental health is just something that's not covered at all, and the Aaron Lennon situation is one of millions that is just swept over. Mental health issues are nowhere near covered enough as they should be. I'm going to talk about this situation first, and at the end I'm going to talk about a situation which I have in my own personal life. I'm going to talk about that in more detail, which may surprise a few people. It's going to surprise a few people. The only person who knows about it is Jodie, and she's sat over there, and she's going to prompt me if I ever forget anything. So if I forget to say anything, you can shout it out, and I will say it. But yeah, Aaron Lennon. It's crazy to think some of the headlines I've seen about this. Basically, Aaron Lennon was taken away as an emergency due to his mental health and his well-being. They detained him to make sure that he's okay, because at the moment he's not great, as an understatement. And you don't see these things, like you can't, if you look at a person, you don't necessarily know that they've got a lot going on, and it's hard to tell by staring at someone and just assuming that a famous footballer, as the Daily Mail did, £55,000 a week, England star has mental health issues, or along the lines of the headline, which is just bollocks. His salary doesn't come into it. You can be a billionaire and you can still be unhappy. It's not about that. You can't help what goes on in your mind, depression and stuff along them lines. No one helps. You don't ask for depression. It's not a case of just pushing someone and making them undepressed. People stay depressed, and you have to try and help them as best as you can. If you just glaze over situations, which has been the case for a lot of things, a lot of situations are glazed over, and now it's a case in football. I can finally talk about this. I did a tweet last week saying when the situation comes up, I'm going to talk about this, my own experiences with something that's big to me. So yeah, the Aaron Lennon situation is ridiculous, and if you're a male or a female watching this and you ever feel like you have no one to talk to, you do. There's always someone that's going to listen to you. I didn't feel like I had anyone until I had Jodie, and I spoke to her about it. I haven't really spoken about it in loads of detail to her, but I feel like now I'm at the point where I'm going to speak about it myself in as much detail as I can, because I want to try and help you guys with your issues, essentially. I'm not saying I'm a godsend, I'm not saying that I am quite dislikable, but I like to think if you guys are experiencing anything, even if you're just feeling a bit down, then you do have someone to talk to. There's always someone who's going to listen to your problems. And likewise, I now have Jodie, as well as I thought beforehand that people weren't really that interested in my problems. But I feel like I should probably, haven't really spoken about the problem of mental health too much, so let's get into this a bit more so. Mental health issues are often, like I said, just pushed away because they're not visible. And often, I know it's a stereotypical saying, but the biggest scars of people aren't visible, and you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know what anyone does. When Joe Weller announced his depression, there's a load of people saying he was lying. Why would Joe Weller be lying about having depression? No, I guarantee he's depressed. And it's good that YouTube's a platform. You see YouTubers speak out against mental illness and a load of illnesses themselves all the time, but it's a great platform to see that people are doing this, because people share their experiences, and it makes you guys watching, the viewer, more open to share your own, I feel, and that's the way that this should be done. There should be, these people on here should be giving a helping hand to people, and we shouldn't be pushing it away. Like, if anyone needs any help with anything, then my DMs are always open. Like, my DMs are open for a reason. If anyone's feeling down, then I'd like to think that I'm the kind of person you could come speak to. But for my issue, basically, since I was younger, I've had a lot of issues with my weight. I always have seen myself as quite overweight. And I was bullied for my weight when I was younger. I was told I was fat by certain family members. And it's always been sort of a thing for me where my weight's been an issue. My weight's been an issue. And it wasn't until about year 8 when I started to physically begin being sick. Without being into, I've literally just gone straight into detail there. And at first I thought it was the fact that I'd drunk fizzy drinks all the time. I blamed it on that. But I am bulimic. I am so obsessed with my weight, even though I know I'm not overweight. I know I'm a bit chubby. I am obsessed with that, and I'm obsessed with my body image is not what I want it to be, essentially. And if I eat too much, you know what bulimia is basically. But I brush my teeth a lot, because I brush my teeth for like 6 minutes a day, or 6 minutes at a time. Because if you're bulimic, it can stay in the back of your teeth. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of my friends will be shocked by this. I've told my friends, the story has always been that I drink fizzy drinks and that makes me sick. And I'm surprised that people believe that, because you can't actually find any diagnosis for that being a thing on the internet. For myself, I've always pushed it away, and I've not made jokes about it, but if anyone's mentioned it, I've sort of been like, oh, what's that? Well, how can anyone be like that? Because I wanted to push people away from the trail of me being it, because what I did was so similar to it. I drink a fizzy drink, so I did the worst thing possible with my situation. In high school, and even the start of college, and maybe the end of college, I wasn't the person I am now. I feel like I matured a lot into a different person now, and I've had a lot of things growing up from my childhood that have made me quite strong mentally, maybe even a bit cold sometimes, to an extent where, like, say bulimia was mentioned, I'd probably have made a joke about it to try and make people believe that I didn't have it, which is the worst thing you could do. If you've got the problem, you talk about it and you open up about it, because I remember, not sure who it was, but someone made a comment about it and I didn't make a joke, but I sort of pushed it away and dismissed it. And this was like last year, because I wanted no one to believe that I had it. I was so embarrassed of myself having it. And to be honest, last week I was ridiculously embarrassed of it. I would barely speak to Jodie about it at all. I still haven't really. But it's an embarrassing thing to admit. Mental illness is something that, and it's also hard for people to believe you. I know that right now there's going to be Tom, 12, from Margate telling me that this isn't true and I'm making it up, but it is true. And the point of this is me telling you guys this now is not for sympathy, it's for none of that. It's if you've got a problem, please speak up. Mental health, my problem isn't a mental illness, it's an eating disorder, but a lot of bulimia is mental. I see myself as bigger than I am, I'm told by other people. My body image is something that really affects me, and mentally I'm not strong enough to stop things. If I get stressed, I eat a lot. Stress is the main thing, so if I get stressed, I eat a lot. Then after eating a lot, you purge, where the food is then. But yeah, mental illness is a bitch. Eating disorders and anything is a bitch. And if you've got one, then you're not alone. There's people you can talk to. So thank you all for watching. That was deep, and I've never been so nervous to film a video ever. And my legs are sort of shaking, but I've got weird toes. But if you don't want to subscribe, I'll see you on Saturday for the next away day. Thanks for watching.